What's good? We're at work right now. Here in a minute, we're going to break down my Road to 200, the whole series, top to bottom, the entire program. So y'all just get a more in-depth analysis of what the fuck it is and how you can get on the program if you want to, because I gained 25 pounds in 70 days. That's a lot of fucking pounds. 70 days, 25 pounds with barely any fat. That's pretty good. So yeah, I'm just gonna break it down, show y'all how you can do it, and then we're gonna start this new series, and we'll get into that later. So catch y'all in a minute. All right, what's good? So I told y'all I was gonna make a breakdown of how I gained 25 pounds in 10 weeks. So let's get into this shit. So February 24th, I was 175.6. And May the 5th, I was 200.8. So as you can see, I'm not fucking fat. So obviously I know what I'm doing, lean bulking. So let's get into this shit. I'm gonna break it down step by step. All right, first things first, most importantly, nutrition. Get your maintenance calories, add 500, my bad. Add 500 calories. That's your new maintenance for this. It's week 1. That's your fucking starting calories. Every single week, you're going to add 100 calories, okay? So say you start at 3,500. Week 2, you're going to be at 3,600. Let's say you hit a plateau. Instead of adding 100 the next week, you're going to add 250. Pretty fucking simple shit. Honestly, not that hard to understand. Also, carbs, I would recommend 400 minimum, depending on your calorie intake. I want my carbs to be around 50 to 60% of my fucking calories, because fat, don't give a fuck about that. And protein, let's get into protein. Protein needs to be at whatever your goal body weight is. So my goal was 200 pounds. I was eating 200 grams of protein every fucking day, no matter what. Number 2, this is also a part of nutrition. Consistency. You need to be consistent every single fucking day. You better be hitting those fucking calories. And this brings me into another thing. Whole foods. Eat clean, because if you don't, you're going to get fat as fuck. So literally, I'm going to just give you all a grocery list real quick. Eggs, oatmeal, milk, peanut butter, chicken, rice, and ground beef. That's it. Cereal for your post-workout, just so you can have a little fun meal in there. Boom, there's your meals. So once you have your fucking meals all set up and shit, eat the exact same fucking thing every single fucking day. 8 to 10 weeks, no matter what. I don't care, bro. Like, it does not matter. Like, bro, you gotta do whatever it takes to get this weight put on, and I'm just gonna keep going into whatever it takes, because there's a lot of shit that goes into this, and a lot of people are not gonna follow it, and they're also not gonna get the fucking results. So let's move on to the next fucking thing. All right, cardio. This is very important. I have a fast metabolism, so I don't really need to do that much cardio. But I like to do a minimum of 10 minutes per day, because you burn a bunch of calories, not in 10 minutes, but you burn some calories so you can eat more. And 2, whenever you are burning more calories, you're more hungry, so you're more inclined to eat. Also, going over your calories for the day, who gives a fuck? We're trying to put on size. So if you want extra food, you might as well eat that shit, because who gives a fuck? It doesn't matter. We're trying to get as big as fucking possible here, so it doesn't really matter. Next, all right, I'm not even done with cardio. So like 10 minutes to start week 1, up that shit by 5 minutes every 2 to 3 weeks. Really simple stuff. I like to do it before my workout, just do a little warm up. But you can do it whenever you want. It really doesn't matter. I just walk around my neighborhood in the mornings, and then I'll do like 5 minutes on the treadmill before I work out. It's that simple. All right, so before we get into the training aspect, let's talk about supplements. Honestly, I would recommend not even taking supplements until you are 30 days into this program. Once you prove to yourself that you can consistently train, eating, you have to eat. This is the most important part of this program. Once you can consistently eat the same foods day after day for 30 days, mix in some pre-workout, mix in some protein powder, maybe some protein bars, maybe some creatine. But until you get the nutrition dialed in, there is no point in taking supplements. Like 0 point. I'm just being honest. Next. All right, let's get into the training aspect. So what I did was the bro split. So just chest on Monday, and back Tuesday, shoulders Wednesday, arms Friday or Thursday, and then legs on Friday. And then you just repeat that shit. So it is getting mixed up every single week, but you don't need to take rest days if you're training one muscle group per day. Because if you're hitting something once every 5 days, your body will recover no matter what, especially if you're eating this amount of food. And especially since you're hitting legs and then you're going into upper body, like, you're definitely going to be fine. But obviously, by the time you hit arms, your triceps and biceps are pretty cooked from hitting chest, back, and shoulders. But at the same time, arms recover the fastest, so it really doesn't fucking matter, does it? Anyways, now that we got the frequency, let's talk about consistency. Stick to the same fucking program. Do not switch. Don't be like chest and biceps 1 week and then you're hitting chest, shoulders, and triceps the next. Like, fuck that. Do the same fucking workouts, but switch up the exercises. And here's what I mean by this. So, for example, my chest day, I start every chest day with incline dumbbell press and incline dumbbell flies. After that, I can do whatever the fuck I want, because if you're hitting shit from different angles each and every single workout, then your body has no choice but to respond, because your body's like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I've never felt a pump like this, because you've never trained it that way. So, what I'm trying to get at is, maybe one day you do pec deck flies, and then the next chest day you do cable flies, or seated cable flies, or incline dumbbell flies, or lower cable flies, high cable flies, whatever the fuck it is, just switch it up. Or with a pressing movement, like a flat plate loaded press, maybe the next chest day you do an incline plate loaded press. Also, try to gain strength on those compound movements, because I do have a constant exercise in every single workout. So like back, bent over rows, that's the most important exercise on back day. Legs, squats, obviously. Shoulders, dumbbell shoulder press. Arms, there's really doesn't fucking matter because it's arms. But yeah. So just try to progress every single week on your strength, and that's how you know you're gaining muscle, because you're just adding weight each and every single time. So that's really all that fucking matters, if I'm being honest. Anyways, let's talk about me for a second, because I'm a selfish motherfucker. No, I'm joking. Anyways, let's talk about me. So here's me on February 24th, 175.6. And then, boom, here's me on May the 4th or 5th, 200.8. Damn. So, up 25 pounds. My dumbbell presses went from 70s for 8 on incline to 85s for 5-ish. That's pretty good. I haven't really benched this whole program because my shoulder is fucked. Dumbbell presses, I think I went from like 60s, maybe 65s, all the way to 75s, or 80s actually. I did 80s last shoulder workout, which is pretty crazy. But yeah, squats, I went from 295 for 2 to 335 for 2, so that's pretty good. Also, keep in mind, this program is really not about strength. It's not about getting as strong as possible. It's about getting as big as possible. So take what I'm saying with a grain of salt, because who gives a fuck about how much weight you're putting on your exercises? It really doesn't matter. As long as you're putting muscle on your bones, it really doesn't matter. Like, as long as your muscle belly's up here bigger every single workout, or every single check-in picture, pretty much. So every Sunday or whatever days you take your check-ins, as long as you look a little bit bigger and you're gaining weight, you're good. And try to gain like 2 pounds per week. That's what I did, and I put on 25 fucking pounds in 10 weeks. So with that being said, gonna hit some back today. I'm just gonna include that shit in this video because why the fuck not? Anyways, hope all this shit helped. Enjoy this fucking workout. All right, meal number 3. This is my final beef and rice meal of the day. We're gonna add some pink Himalayan motherfucking salt ski, and we're gonna eat this shit, wait 2 hours, and we're gonna fucking work out. So peace out. What's up? Pre-workout time. Cannot wait. We're hitting back today. Loving it, killing it. Let's do this shit. Enjoy. Alright, what's good? So, just got done, about to drink my protein. Motherfucker decided to come in at 8 p.m., so that's what we're gonna fucking do. Got 30 minutes to mentally prepare myself to be pissed off and not be mean, so let's do this shit. What up, boys? Just got done with my session. Little tricep piece in there. I don't think you can tell because I have nothing in my system to pump that shit up. Anyways, we're about to call it a fucking night. It is 9:21. Holy fuck, it's late. About to walk out the door. So I'll see y'all at the motherfucking crib ski.